even touch the throttle. I mean, there were times literally from coming off turn 4 till you get to the start finish line, you couldn't get all the way down. You just were squeezing it. And then so last year those guys were racing on that same surface, and it just made me smile to know that the challenges they were facing. But I think it's going to be more action on this track. But back in the day, just coming here, my brother driving for Junior Johnson, he being such a big deal in NASCAR at the time, and me trying to get going, my feet wet, and sitting on the pole and having fast cars. This place just has so many great memories. And you know what I love most about it is Marcus Smith, Speedway Motorsports. They're brilliant. Anything they do it right. And they preserve the old nostalgic feel of it. You know, you can see the old signs that are here and the grandstands. Everything when I walk in here makes me feel like I did when I walked in here 30 some, or is it 40? Oh, shoot. Long time ago. Hey, 211.
What did you do anything fun with that? Because you're a young guy, you know.
Yeah, you know, I'm glad you asked me that because my mom and dad lived in Kentucky still, and I wanted to move down to North Carolina, and I had some acreage. I wanted them to be my neighbor, so I got my check for $211,000. The $11,000 was from finishing 5th in the Open, by the way, and they gave me one big check for $211,000, and I announced in Victory Lane that night very proudly that I was going to build my mom and dad a house on my land and move them to North Carolina. So they lived in the house that I was able to build them due to winning that race. Now the side note of that is, like, the house cost $140,000. I got $211,000, which split it in half, and I think I only got 45%. So I got about $95,000, and then the government got 30 or 40% of that. So in true Michael fashion, you know, I made a bad financial decision, but the life that I enjoyed with my parents, being my neighbors until they passed, was worth every nickel.
Michael, when you think back to the '96 race, it was kind of noted at the time that this place was going to, like, racing was going to stop here. What does it mean to actually see racing come back and this track to come back to life?
I just love it. You know, it's a part of our history. Throwback weekend this past weekend in Darlington, you know, you see so many smiling faces of people getting to celebrate our history and our heritage. And so when we went away, I think it was the right thing to do. We moved to New Hampshire. There was a lot of avid, very, very serious race fans that lived up in that part of the country, and we moved all over the country and grew our sport. But at some point you want to go home. You know, it's time to go home, and coming back here, you know, I know Dale Jr. and Marcus Smith worked closely together to make all this happen, and I said earlier what a genius I think Marcus is, and just being able to bring this place back to life and look at it. I mean, it's got the heritage. You feel the history, but it's first-class, modern racing facility. I'm really happy we're here.
Michael, what do drivers want to see or feel or get to understand on a newly paved track?
Just the grip level. That's the main thing. And then also the secondary is where you can go. Are they burning in a groove right around the bottom because that's where the shortest way around is, and if it's short and there's grip there, that's where you're going to go? Or are you able to flare out in case somebody doesn't quite have the pace you've got? I think it's about one thing, and that's just how much grip does it have? How much will it hold of your car? And then secondly, do I have options? Can I go up high if I need to?
What impact is that going to have on this particular weekend?
Well, like I said, and I think I'm right in saying, pushing and shoving. Somebody's stuck in that low groove, and you're a little bit better than them, but there's not really an option to go up high. You're probably gonna have to push them out of the way.
So let's go back to your brother losing out to Brett Bodine. What kind of conversations have you had over the years, and do you feel kind of coming back here is a little strange in a way?
No, I love it. You know, my brother had so many great races here, so many wins, and you know, he certainly has way more things to smile about than he does to frown about. And I remember when he went to work for Junior, he said, you know, he told my mom and dad, and I was there, he's like, I got to win North Wilkesboro. I mean, there's no other way. That just has to happen. that's how much pressure he put on himself and how important this race was to Junior Johnson.
If you were to come back and race a truck or a car these days at a track like this, how much preparation do you feel that it would take somebody like you to get acclimated to come back to somewhere that you've raced before?
The cars are so different. The world is so different. I mean, if I were going to do anything, I would want to race a truck because those things make me happy, and I just think they're really, really fun to drive and have just enough power. So I know if I raced a truck, I could get up to speed pretty quickly driving by myself. And what happens to old people is when it gets congested and there's trucks pushing and shoving everywhere, you're kind of like, what are all these people doing? And you lose that half a step just like you would in any other sport, stick and ball. And that half a step usually means about 20 cars.
My last question for you is, if you had to give somebody like a piece of advice on racing here, what would it be?
Be aggressive. I think last year I would have said maybe be patient and let your tires come in, but today with all the grip, you got to go. It's going to be go, go, go from the word go.
Thank you.